Yay, how you going, YouTube? Look, I did some initial videos, but I didn't like the sound factor that my mic wasn't picking up very well at the time, and I just didn't like the way the sound was coming off. So, what I've done recently. Alright, so recently I got myself a new 3TB drive, which is pretty cool. It's a nice drive. It's a Seagate drive, which pretty much I've tried to match up all my drives if I could to all the drives. Like, I've tried to match them all up to be Seagate pretty much. So there's one. So now I've got how many? I've got I've got three 3TB drives plus a 4TB drive plus a 2TB SSD for my games, which give me faster throughput on the SSHD. Sorry, a 2TB SSHD. Then I've got 500 gigabytes SSD as my main drive. Anyway, that was basically, I just did that as an upgrade. I don't know, I might end up maybe using a little more space on this drive for recordings and things like that. But at this point, I'm still diving into the 4 gigabyte range for most things. I tried to do some streaming earlier. It didn't quite work out the way I expected. On the streaming software. It wasn't actually the streaming software. I think it was just the fact that what was I doing? I was mucking around with some stuff, and my streaming software just decided to. Well, now I don't know. I don't think it was my streaming software. I just think it was the fact that my internet connection's crappy to start with, in the sense of being able to stream and stuff. So the audio sort of cut out, which was rather frustrating. I do have some previous recorded stuff there, which I did for a while. Obviously, nobody could hear me, but. Not a big issue, not really big at this point. It's not going to drive me over the edge, but it is rather annoying when it happens. So, I've done that. Pretty much I got everything working on my computer. The hardware specs on my computer, regardless, are pretty much AMD FX 9590, 8-core processor, 4.7 GHz processor. I normally get pretty good temperatures on the CPU. I've got a water cooling block, which is a 280 milliliter water, well, not a water cooling block, a water cooling radiator, which is 280 liter. It's a nice water cooler. It seems to work pretty well. 32 gigabytes of RAM, and pretty much all the hard drive space that you could spare in the sense of production stuff and just being able to content create and such. So, I mean, I've got tons of stuff to be able to create content and store content, so I'm doing pretty well in that respect. Excuse me. Aside from that, I've been trying to get some footage to stream properly, but it doesn't seem to want to stream properly, which is rather frustrating. Or with the streaming I was doing anyway, it was frustrating because I couldn't get it to actually function the way I expected it to, which is rather annoying. But I did. Initially, when I started using this XSplit software, Gamecaster software, which, to be honest, I've had no real negative experiences up until now. I haven't had any negative experiences with the Gamecaster software itself. When I used this before, it seemed okay. It seemed to work. So, which is the the XSplit Gamecaster, which I've got a small membership for that, which is okay. The only thing I found when I started using it just now, which is about 5 minutes, probably about an hour ago, when I tried to actually do this stream, it didn't knock me back on the stream. It lost audio sync, which is weird because not very often that happens. It has happened with some other types of software I'm using, unless at the end it's just down to my connection, and simply sometimes my connection can handle, uploading or streaming to streaming games and stuff, and sometimes it can't handle it. So it depends on it, really. At the end of it, it does piss me off that, or it does piss me off and annoy me that that's the case. But I can't really do much about it. So it's just as my connection's crap anyway. So it's just part of it really. So I'm just going to close that for the moment. But I haven't had any negative experiences with XSplit so far. I'll test it out a little more. I had a negative experience with NVIDIA Shadowplay. Not Shadowplay. It was Twitch. Like it was NVIDIA experience anyway. I tried to use the Twitch part of it, and it just would not pick up things. It was very annoying. But I got my recording software back, which is the main part of the software which I use now, which is NVIDIA Shadowplay, which has been working well so far. I haven't had any problems with it keeling over and dying, but I've also been using XSplit as well, on and off, to record some gameplay footage. It didn't do too badly. It recorded it, and it came out okay. So, I mean, I couldn't argue with it too much. I guess I could try and, you know, well, I don't know. At this point, I'm mainly sticking to, I'm sticking to NVIDIA Shadowplay for the moment, and I have used XSplit for streaming and stuff because I find it seems to work a bit better with streaming or certain types of streaming. I'm using was it XSplit Broadcaster and XSplit Gamecaster, which both seem to work reasonably well. I haven't had them crash on me dramatically or anything of that nature. I have noticed that just because my internet might be shitty, and I think it's down to my internet being a piece of shit to start with, that I did drop sound from the stream, but I don't know whether it was just the fact that it got fucked up regardless. So yeah, what else? What else? Pretty much doing a combination of stuff these days. As you know, these games, the normal amount of games I have at the moment, I've been quite happy with what I've been doing so far. I put 2 terabyte hard drive in my nephew's computer, which is going pretty well. I had a couple of issues where it wouldn't recognise it, but I managed to get that to work and actually function properly. So I'm pretty happy that that's working now, which is great. And I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 videos that I have to upload. I also have these two that I need to edit. Actually, that'll make it 3 because I have one on the camera at the moment that I haven't actually got around to editing or putting on the computer yet. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 of them to upload at this point, and we'll see how I go. We'll see how see if my uploading actually works, or if I get through with it, you know, and it actually manages to work. Which sometimes my uploading works great, and some days it just completely shits itself out the arse, you know, beyond, just beyond annoying, really. But it happens. It's just part of the computing world. It's part of the world. The world is not perfect, so sometimes you can't have everything that you want. Well, sometimes you can. It depends on how much money you have, really. Right, so got that 1.71 terabytes. As you can see, I've got all this stuff here. Everything seems to be working. Changing that hard drive out and everything else. Everything seems to be chugging along pretty nicely. But I will say that, well, Gamecaster, I've had a more positive experience. I've had a more positive experience of things. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry about that. My dad just was inquiring about some questions about something that he wanted for himself, a TV series or something. So, right, now, we got day in the life of my blog from my personal side, GTA 5, online, Xbox 360. Anyway, no, my point is, everything seems to be working pretty well, so, no major big issues with most of this stuff. I've been going pretty well. I mean, streaming's been a little dodgy because of my internet connection. So, you know, unfortunately that's just a side effect of having a dodgy internet connection to start with. Aside from that, no, everything else has been good, so, you know. At this point, I've been pretty happy with what I'm doing. And the thing is, as I said, I do have to get these videos uploaded. At this point, I do have to get these videos uploaded. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I permitting my connection is actually going to be nice to me. So things should be okay for that. Then I've got these 2 videos I've got to edit together. Then I've got a video on my web camera, on my digital camera, which needs to be edited together, obviously. At this point, it's just sort of stuck in limbo because I haven't taken it off the camera yet. But once I do, it will be okay, and I should be able to edit it together, and it should be right. So, there's that, and then there's these two videos here. Then there's another video which I have to do for GTA 5, which is on here. Where is it? There's another video. So there's another one anyway. So I got that one, which is an entirety of different footage. That's about 12 gigabytes. To be honest, I could probably compress it and make it a bit smaller, so it's not going to weigh down my system as much. But yeah, no, everything's been pretty snappy so far. I've not had any major issues with things falling over and dying in the arse. Had a couple of issues initially when because I did have another drive in here, and I don't know whether it was that drive or just the fact that I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that all these drives now in the computer, 1, 2, 3 drives now match. And well, actually, no, sorry, it's more than that. It's 1, 2, 3. Every drive that I now have in my computer. 1, 2, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all Seagate. They're all pretty much Seagate. SSHD is a Seagate as well. All my 3 terabytes are Seagate. My 4 terabytes are Seagate. And the only different branding in the entirety of hard drives would be the let's see. The SSD. That'd be about it. That'd be about the only thing. The SSD is... What is it? The SSD is it's a Samsung. Yeah. So, all my computers now are Seagate, and my SSD is a Samsung. So, I'm doing pretty well with brands. I've tried to make a consistency between the brands, so let's see. Shit. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. That's better. Let's have a look. Disk. Let's see. Device manager. And then we go into disk drives. So let's see. So here, see. As you can see. One. So actually, they're all actually the same model. This is the irony. All the 3 terabyte drives in this computer are pretty much the same model. So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 matching Seagate drives. They're all Seagates. So let's see the consistency of them anyway. They're all consistency in all the same brands anyway. So let's see. 3 terabytes and 1 2 terabyte SSD and 1 4 terabyte. So I'm doing pretty well with storage. I'm pretty happy so far. My storage has been pretty ample for the stuff that I'm doing. On top of that, if I want to move on to 4K content and everything else like that and stuff of that nature, I'm pretty well set for it for now. Anything in the future anyway. So yeah, I've done that. Clean that up. Close that. And what have we been? I mean, this is pretty much. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to 2016, though. There has been some movement in the AMD camp, which is there's actually going to be a new 16-core processor, a Zen, they call the Zen processors, which is something interesting. It should be interesting to see what's coming in 2016 for a lot of that stuff. So I'm going to be curious to see exactly which direction they're going to head and how they're going to do it for the time being. Should be cool and should be interesting as well. So, alright, I think I'll leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed my videos. Like, subscribe to me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, Instagram. Google Plus, Instagram. Let's see, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, and yeah, and I think that's pretty much it at the moment. I also have a LinkedIn account as well, but I don't really actually put that up on my I don't think I've ever actually put that up and linked it to my YouTube or anything like that and other stuff like that. But that's not really essential. That's more of an employment thing. So, anyway, thank you very much. Stay tuned. New videos coming up, obviously, and I was just sort of giving you a rundown of some of the hardware that I do have on my computer. I do also should mention as well, I mean, the consistency of what actual screens I do have. I have 4K UD28D590, which is a good screen so far. I've had no big issues with it. Works pretty well. Got a good 4K. It's a TN panel, but it still works pretty good, and it wasn't the most expensive one on the rack. And then I've got this one, the little one here, little 19-inch, which is a G206HQL Acer monitor. It's a 1600 by 900. It's nothing fancy, so it's not as good as my 4K, but it's just more to have that extra space if I want to drag something off to the side of my desktop. Just more the consistency than anything else, but it should be all good. Alright, thank you very much, YouTube. Hope you enjoy my videos. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Make a couple of comments if you want to on my videos. I've had a couple of people, I mean, you get people trolling your videos, you get people not trolling your videos. I've had people make comments about stupid things, I mean, at the end of it, somebody tries to fix a problem with their own computer, which is only one person in the entire comment section, which basically turned around and said, oh, your method was stupid or something like that. At the end of it, if somebody breaks a computer or breaks something in their computer, and they're not willing to take responsibility for the fact that they're trying to fix it themselves, the reason you go to a technician is so you can get your computer fixed properly. At the end of it, if you're not confident enough to apply a method of fixing a computer, then don't even try it, alright? That's my recommendation. If you're not confident enough, you don't feel confidence in yourself and in what you do with it, don't even try it. Because, there are some people who are just not very good with electronics. Some people have the consistency of just being crappy with electronics in general. So, if you're not getting good with stuff, just step away from it. Stay 10 feet away from it at all times. Alright, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. And obviously I will try and do some more streaming, because my streaming mucked up before because I lost audio, which is rather frustrating, but it happens. Shit happens and life goes on, and we move on with the whole thing, and eventually I'll get it fixed up to where I want it. Alright, thank you very much. Bye.